team. It is Tuesday, October 23rd, and this is our Welcome to Park Lane call. Zoom, I should say. So I offer this call so that everybody can be welcome to Park Lane, get a sense of how to get started, and it's also a great thing for if you are refreshing, rejoining, or just want to give yourself a sense of what new people receive when they join so that you're prepared when you start recruiting. So I would just love to welcome you to Park Lane and either to my team or to the overall Lewandowski organization. My name is Michelle Zito. I'm a company vice president here in New York. And I've been with Park Lane for coming up on 5 years. I came here after 14 years at a different direct sales company. So I've been in direct sales for, I guess, about 18 years now. That was your cue to be like, no, that can't be. You look too young for that. Just so you know, I'll give you another chance maybe later to all redeem yourselves on that, okay? But my job here today and really always is to support you and to train you and to cheer you on so that you can have a successful business here at Park Lane. If we're not already friends on Facebook, certainly feel free to do that. If you're on my team, then you've probably been added to our Shine On Group team page. If not, then you can find me on any of the Lewandowski organization pages, and my Facebook name is Michelle Walsh Zito. So I'm so thrilled to get to be among the first to welcome you here. I generally do this call weekly so that you know, because it's important that everyone on the team gets the same information. And it's extra good for you to know that because when someone joins your team, you're going to know that they're going to come on this same call, get the same information, and it's not something that you have to know how to do right now. This is a way that we support you in your team building efforts, right? Even if you're brand new. You could have just ordered your kit today. You could go recruit someone tomorrow because they can come on this same training call next week. Okay, so on tonight's call, we focus on the Rich Rewards program, and that's how you're going to add free jewelry and supplies to your kit. We're going to talk about how to introduce your friends and family to your Park Lane business and how to have a fun and successful launch party. So I hope you are ready to take notes. And speaking of notes, I am going to share some words to use, which really are like, scripts that you can use. But good news, at the end of the Zoom, I'm going to show you where on the field interface the scripts are. So when it comes to like a whole script of what I'm telling you to say, you don't have to try to write all that down because that would be crazy. Okay. So Park Lane is so generous to us. They know that we want to add more jewelry to our kits all the time. But they also know that we join this business to make money, not to spend it, right? If you wanted just a hobby that would cost you money, then you could have joined a bowling league, right? We came here to make money. So we all, the smart thing to do is to take advantage of the Rich Rewards program that Park Lane offers to us, because this allows us to add free and discounted jewelry to our kits. And of course, this is in addition to earning our commission, right? We don't ever get paid in jewelry. That would be preposterous. This is always a bonus. So let's jot down some numbers, okay? First, I want you to write down 12 to 15 average orders. 12 to 15 average orders. Okay, next, write down $1,000 in sales. And then finally, write down $300 in commission. $300 in commission. So what do these numbers mean? When you collect 12 to 15 orders for your launch party, and I know you all know 12 to 15 people that have a neck, then you can expect you'll have $1,000 worth of customer orders, at least $1,000 worth, and that's going to earn you at least $300 in commission. Does that sound good? Would you like to earn a $300 paycheck? because that can be a very normal number. That can be the number that you earn at lots of shows, even beyond your launch party, over and over again. So you're going to put that money in your pocket, and you're going to take advantage of your Rich Rewards program. So I'm going to show you where on the Fields interface, meaning the company website, where I'm going to show you where on the Fields interface this brochure is, so that you can look back to it and you can actually print one out so that you can track this in your own office. So you go to the download section in the Fields interface. So we went here and then clicked downloads from here or from here. And here is Rich Rewards Club brochure. All right, so this is where the whole program is explained to you. Okay, so level 1 of Rich Rewards is when you submit $1,000 in net and non-sales in the first 2 weeks of a month, then you receive $250 worth of jewelry of your choice. And you simply click a button that says claim now, and you pick out what you want, and it shows up at your house. You just pay the sales tax if you have any, and $6.50 shipping. Now, something to note, if you have a calendar in front of you, take a look at it right now, because something to know about Park Lane is that each week ends on a Wednesday. So the pay week at Park Lane goes from Thursday to Wednesday. So any sales that you put in from a Thursday to a Wednesday comprises your pay week. And on Friday, you're going to receive an email stating how much your paycheck is going to be and showing you the details of it. So if you have overrides on it, if you have personal sales on it, whatever it is. Now, the end of the month is the last Wednesday of the month, whether that is the last day of the month in real life or not. So in October, the last Wednesday of the month is the 31st. So October happens to be a 5-week month, and it does end on a Wednesday. But if you scroll back, if you're using your phone calendar, the last Wednesday in September was Wednesday the 26th, which means that October in Park Lane world actually started on September 27th, okay? So the first 2 weeks of the month are the Thursday after the previous month's Wednesday. So in this case, it started on September 27th and ended on October 3rd was week 1. Then October 4th to the 10th was week 2. So that's the first 2 weeks of October. So anybody who put in, not just new people, we get to do this all the time. Anybody who put in sales from September 27th to October 10th that totaled $1,000 got to pick out $250 worth of jewelry of your choice. So you can use that to enhance your kit. You can get things that you want for your kit and reserve a little bit to get little giveaway prizes, whatever you want to do. The rest of the Rich Reward levels, you get to use the whole month. So any sales you accumulated those first 2 weeks, if any, plus the whole rest of the month. So every level of that I'm going to go on to from here is for the whole month. So level 2 is sales of $1,500. Then you get to purchase your catalogs, buy one, get one free. So if you place an order for 20, you will receive 40, and so on and so forth. You can, just so that you know, you can always get a couple in Spanish. So if you just want to have a couple of Spanish catalogs on hand because you know that sometimes there are Spanish speakers who come to your party, then you can say, I want 35 English catalogs and 5 Spanish, and they'll do that. Level 3, $2,500 in net and non-sales over the course of that Park Lane month, and you will get this month's ensemble of the month. This month we're working on an ensemble called Providence. It's a long beaded hematite necklace with matching hematite crystal earrings. Not even matching earrings, just earrings that look good with it. So that is completely free. It shows up at your house one day and you do a cartwheel and a happy dance because it was totally 100% free. Now, everything we're talking about here is accumulative. So if you did your 1,000 in the first 2 weeks, you got your 250. Then when you hit the next level, you were allowed to get the catalogs. You have like a month to redeem, so you don't have to get them right away if you don't need them. Then you added on the ensemble of the month. Now, when you do 4,000 in the month, you get to pick out yet another $300 in jewelry of your choice. So if you start out your month strong, then you're already up to $550 in jewelry that you chose, and then whatever the value of the ensemble of the month is. And we didn't even do the recruiting jewelry yet. Any month that you start 2 recruits who go on to sell $1,000 in their first 5 weeks, which means they are qualified, you get to pick out $300 in jewelry of your choice. And when you have 4 people join your team that go on to qualify in their first 5 weeks, you receive another $300. So if you're quick doing the math, you're realizing this is $1,100 plus in value, plus whatever you end up ordering in your catalogs. So how fantastic is that? That's a lot of freebies, and that will help you get bookings, because when people know that you have some nice additional jewelry each time that you come, they are more apt to book. They'll book a show 2 weeks away, because they'll start to know, like, ooh, she'll have something different if I book 2 weeks away. They don't have to wait for the next catalog to see something new, because it doesn't have to be new to the catalog. It only has to be new to your table. People don't even notice the jewelry that's in the book half the time. They pretty much always buy from the selections that they see on your table. So when you add something that's been sitting in the catalog to a group that you've done 3 shows with and put something new on the table, they're going to say, ooh, this is new. And you just smile and nod. Yes, it is. Because if they think it's new, then it's new. It's new to them. That's all you need to know, right? So that's fine. So take advantage of that program as much as possible. Now, having a successful launch party that your leader is probably doing with you, geography allowing, that's what's important to starting your business off strong and making sure that we help you get business that's going to extend beyond your family and friends. So there are 3 steps that will make your launch party a success. These you can write down. Number 1, have 2 launch parties, over invite to those launch parties, and invite everyone. That's all step 1. Have 2 launch parties, over invite, and invite everyone. Step 2, invite using multiple methods and know what to say. And step 3 is to fill your calendar with shows so that you can earn your rich rewards, and also so that you can get good at it. You can practice. So let's go over each one of these steps. Step 1 is to have 2 launch shows, over invite, and invite everyone. I highly recommend doing 2 launch parties, one with your leader, if geography does allow that, or technology, and one without him or her. And the reason for that is because let's say you're going to offer a Friday night and a Sunday brunch, right? Or a Friday night and a Saturday day. You know, offer things that are different. Time slots that are different, because that way when you call someone to go Friday, oh, I'm so sorry, I always work on Friday nights. And you can say, oh, no problem, I'm actually having a brunch and bling on Sunday as well. I would love for you to come to that. That way people with legit scheduling issues, or people that don't want to lie to you twice, will pick one or the other. So about a third of who you invite will actually walk through your door and ask where they should put their jacket. So that's why it's important that you over-invite. And if you invite about 30 people, you'd have about 7 to 10 there, which is a perfectly good attendance. But especially when you're going to have your leader there working for you, I say get as many adult human beings in there that you can, because the more people that your leader can wow for you, the better of a start your business is going to get. So make a list of everyone that you're going to invite and ask your family and your friends to help you think of additional names. As you're doing this, diversify the list and don't prejudge people. Meaning, oh, I'm not going to invite her because she doesn't have any money. You're going to invite her anyway. She might place a small order. She might book a party because she wants to get so much more jewelry that she can't spend that night. She may want to join your team so that she can stop not having money. So you're going to invite her anyway. Oh, she's too busy. I'm not going to invite her. First of all, busy people seem to get the most done, so they probably will come. And wants to say she doesn't want that nice night out with the girls to hang out. So don't exclude someone just because they're busy. Also, always invite your neighbors, even the ones you don't really know. That's what the postcards are for. Stick them in your neighbors' mailboxes. Because remember, first of all, neighbors are awfully nosy. And if they've never been inside your house, this is their chance to get inside and see what your house looks like. And they're going to bring their Visa card. So you can have them order with you. They may want to book a show. This is a great chance to get to know your neighbors. If you don't know them, then here's your shot. And you may find you make a new friend. You may have find that you live next door to the biggest jewelry lover to ever walk the earth. But what you definitely don't want to be is the neighbor with a bunch of cars in front of your house and another neighbor sitting in her kitchen looking out the window saying, Janet's having company. I see other people going. I see Susan from school there. I wasn't invited. So you can never insult somebody by inviting them, only by excluding them. And you never know who your neighbor can bring to you. When I was having my launch, I ran into a mom who I very rarely saw at the bus stop and never hung out with socially, but I invited her to the launch because, especially in the weather like this, and especially as it gets colder, people love a neighbor party because even if it snows, they can still come. Even if it's raining, even if it's cold out, they're going to just run across the street. They're going to drink some wine and know they don't have to drive after. It's awesome. Okay, so I invited my neighbor. The day before the party, she texted me. She said that she would come, which I was so excited. Then she texted me, would it be okay if I bring my aunt and my sister? And I was like, yes. So here's the thing about a bring a friend. The bring a friend comes because they love jewelry and for no other reason. When people are encouraged to bring a friend, they say to themselves, I'm going to a jewelry party. Who loves jewelry? And that's who they invite. So they're wonderful to meet. P.S. The three of them came to the party. They all placed nice orders. And the sister has spent at least $2,000 plus with me over these last couple of years. Probably I'm underestimating that. Plus she comes to special events I have. She just has been one of my most VIP customers over my almost 5 years here. And I would have never invited her had I not invited that one neighbor. I would have never met her had I not invited my neighbor. And had I not said to my neighbor, feel free to bring a friend. Because they are more likely to bring a friend because they're going to think they don't know anyone at your party. So anybody, you definitely want to encourage people to bring a friend. But it's especially important when the person coming doesn't really know your friends because they'll bring someone just so they don't have to come by themselves and they have somebody to talk to. Okay? So can you invite your out-of-state friends and family? Of course. They may not take the road trip, but they certainly can place an online order with you, right? They can certainly look at a catalog and order with you. You're the hostess and the stylist for your party. So you are trying to achieve your 10 orders to get double free credit, just like every other hostess. Because when you have 10 orders on your launch party, you get to pick out $400 worth of jewelry with credit. And I know you want $400 worth more of jewelry to add to your kit. So outside orders count from the people who can't come as well as the orders from the people who do. Now, just curious, I'm sure some of you have a full-time or a part-time job. Did any of you receive a 5% raise at that job anytime recently? That's usually the response and the face that I get. People laugh because 5% raise doesn't even exist in corporate America. Maybe you're getting a 1, maybe you're getting a point, like a decimal point raise, right? Here at Park Lane, even in your first month of business, in your first week of business, you can earn yourself a 5% raise. And here's how. When one person joins you in this business, you can receive a 5% raise on your personal sales. This occurs when you've had a month that you sold 1,000 and they sell 1,000 in their first 5 weeks. We call that qualifying. Now, the reason why we love for you and when you start launching people, we really encourage like $1,000 launches. That's why we want you to get the 10 orders, because 10 orders very, very often is $1,000 party. Then you're qualified right away. You've done your 1,000 in a month sales, which is step 1 of promoting to branch and getting that 5% raise. But then when we launch your team member, we're shooting for that same goal so that she's ready to promote to branch. She's done her 1,000 and your promotion goes into effect right the following week. Now, 5% raise on your personal sales is a big raise. If you did a $600 party tonight, you would receive a $180 paycheck. Now, that's great, right? If you went out and did a party for like 2-3 hours and you made 180 bucks. But if you had that one person on your team, you would be receiving a $210 paycheck. Now, I know you like that better, because over the course of the month, think of how many times over and over you're making that additional money. At the end of the month, it really adds up. And even if that recruit quits and you don't even ever replace them, you don't demote. So if any of you have ever done a different direct sales business where you got a promotion, but then it got taken away because the girls quit or whatever, that doesn't happen here. You promote to branch, you keep that 5% raise forever. You promote to the next level of area, and now you're up to 40%, and you get an overrides also. None of that goes away either. So people are naturally going to ask you about the business side of Park Lane as you're inviting people to your launch and as you're talking about it and as you're wearing the jewelry. So the easiest thing to say is, you know, I don't really even 100% know what I'm doing yet, but I do know that I'm wearing the jewelry, I'm having fun, and I get a lot of compliments on it. My friend, then you're going to say the name of the person that recruited you or the leader of your team, right? So my friend Mary Grace, my friend Phyllis, my friend Becky, my friend Michelle, whatever it is the person who answers all of my questions. She's really nice, and throw in, and she's not pushy. Okay, she's really nice and she's not pushy. I would love for her to answer your questions too, and we could like try the business together. Would it be okay if I had her give you a call? See how that's honest? You're telling her you don't really know what you're doing. You're new, but that you wear the jewelry, you get compliments. I would love to have my friend such and such give you a call. She answers all of my questions. I would love for her to answer yours as well. Don't use words like my recruiter, my upline. Recruiter sounds like the Army, and upline sounds, it's just like, that's internal talk. That's what we call each other. That's not what an outsider would say. Just like your title, if you're brand new, is fashion director. But when you talk about your business outside, you're going to say, I'm a stylist. I'm a jewelry stylist. I'm a stylist with Park Lane Jewelry. Because what's a fashion director? Nobody even understands what that is. But everybody knows what a stylist is, right? So anytime you say that to someone and the person says, yeah, okay, you text or call your leader right that minute and say, oh my gosh, my friend Susan wants information. This is her phone number. She's free from 2 to 5 tomorrow. Don't think that's bothering your leader. Your growth is our growth. And actually, sending that to your leader makes you your leader's favorite new recruit. okay? Because that means that we know that you're sharing, you're out there, you're working. We love it. We love it. We want that text all day long. Okay, so that was step one, which is to do 2 launch parties, over invite and invite everyone. I also threw in the 5% raise thing. That was a bonus. Okay, so step 2, invite using multiple methods and to know what to say. Okay, you want to use multiple methods for the inviting to your party, meaning you're making phone calls, you're sending texts, you are using the Green Dot private message on Facebook. Maybe you're even sending an email of some sort. Maybe you're setting up a Facebook event to support the event. And you're mailing or handing out postcards. Using at least 4 of those methods will yield you a successful party, because some of your friends never answer the phone. Some of your friends want to hear your voice. Some of your friends use Facebook all day long. Some of your friends never use Facebook. Lots of your friends would enjoy receiving a piece of mail that wasn't a bill. So that's why you want to use the multiple methods. What does not work is sending a group text, because that's the 7th circle of hell, right? When you get stuck in a group chat, do not do it. Same thing about group messenger on Facebook. The other problem with group messaging is that when you do your inviting, the no's typically come first, because people who see an immediate conflict with the date get back to you right away. And when those people answer right away in a group chat, it makes it all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, no one's going to that. I'm not going. Meanwhile, plenty of people would have come had they not had a forum to see the no's. So we already talked about that half are probably not going to be able to come. So those people answer before the yeses in a lot of cases. So don't give them a venue to see the no's. If you make a Facebook event and think that's going to be enough, it is not. It is not. Lots of people don't see those notifications. If they're not online the minute that the event was created, they don't see the notification a lot of times. So the Facebook event is a nice enhancement, but cannot be the only way. Okay? So what are we saying when we're inviting people? Hi, Sue, it's Michelle. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I started my own business with Park Lane Jewelry as a stylist. Have you heard of Park Lane? And let them answer. Okay, so they're either going to say no or yes. So your next thing is either agreeing or informing with a sentence to the effect of, oh my gosh, right? Beautiful, versatile jewelry, every price point and every piece is guaranteed. I'm actually launching my business next Saturday night at 7. I would love for you to come and get your opinions on the jewelry that came in my kit. Are you free that night to join us? Get the RSVP right away. People know what they're doing next Saturday. They know what they're doing next Friday. And it makes sense to book and hold events in that amount of time. Because if you were going to have your friend go to the movies, wouldn't you ask in the same time frame, right? You'd call your friend today and ask her if she wants to go to the movies on Friday. You would ask your friend tomorrow or even Thursday if she wanted to go to the movies on Sunday, right? So I don't know why sometimes we get confused with like a Park Lane party and a wedding. Because we definitely don't need to call a friend and be like, hey, do you want to go to the movies on November 23rd? They would be like, I don't know. That's how I respond when people ask me if I want to make plans for a month and a half away. I have absolutely no idea, but I do know if I can hang out this Saturday night. I can, by the way, if anyone wants to hang out. So that's why you can just get that RSVP right there. If they say yes, then you're going to say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited that you can come. Amazing. I'm going to text you an official invite so that you'll have it, and also so that you can use it to invite a friend. I would love for you to bring some jewelry or fashion-loving friend to get her opinion as well and have a bigger group of girls. Thank you. I really appreciate your support. Okay, that's it. Simple as that. If they say no, then here's what I want you to get into your head. When they can't come to me, I'm going to go to them. Okay? So then what you're going to say if they can't come is, you know what? Part of my job is to show the jewelry to people and get their opinions so that I know what jewelry to bring to my parties, and I would love to get yours. Would it be okay if I came by one day next week and showed you the jewelry? We can, I can come to your house, you can come to my house, or I can even meet you at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. What would be better? And see if they'll let you come over. We call those personal appointments. Personal appointments can yield you supplemental sales. They can get you bookings, because sometimes people that would have said no on the phone will say yes once they're in front of everything and they see all the sparklies and they really, really want them. So a lot of times they will book at that point. And then sometimes your friend is going to say, so how much money are you making doing this? Did all this come in your kit? How much did you have to pay for this kit? These are all of the things that come out of those one-on-one appointments. So every no is a potential to still get in front of somebody one-on-one, which is sometimes even more effective. Okay? So do you feel like you would be able to say that as you're making your contacts? Yes? Okay. I'm believing in you. All right, here's step 3. Fill your calendar with the number of parties that you want to do. Now, if the number you think you want to do is 1, I'm going to still encourage you to try to book 2 a week. And the reason for that is people sometimes cancel. It's a fact of life, right? You canceled something probably just this week, and nobody got all upset about it. Or if they did, they didn't let you know. And it wasn't anything personal, just things come up, kids throw up, work runs late, husbands don't come home on time. These are all reasons that end up canceling your parties or people's attendance in front of you. So as you are making these contacts to book your shows, there are definitely, I would love for you to also attempt to book some of those people into their own show first. So you can start with the people that you think will say yes, your sister, your mom, your best friend, and instead of leading with inviting them to the party, you're going to start the same way. I'm so excited. I'm a stylist of Park Lane Jewelry. Have you heard of Park Lane? And then say, now here's the best part. I'm actually looking for 2 fun people to help me launch my business. I just need to get in front of a few friends of a couple of my, my besties here. I need somebody to have a big gathering and somebody to have a little gathering. Would you be able to have either the big or the little one? Now, we don't say how many people either of those technically is, because to some people, a small gathering is 12 people. And to some people, a big gathering is 6 people. So I don't put any preconceived notions. I was just talking with one of my leaders about this, who was helping. She was just trying out this wording. And she said, sure enough, Michelle, one of them was like, all right, so I can just have a small group then. I can just do like 10 or 12. And she's like, yay! Because in her head, she's thinking most people think small is 3 to 5, which it is. But if she thinks small is 10 to 12, no problem, because even if she has 12 confirmed, she'll probably have 9 actually come, and that's a great party. So if she says that she will have, that she'll have either one of those, the large or the little, then you go into schedule mode, right? And the way to do that is to give 2 options at a time. Now, let's say you're someone who can do a show during the week, or you can do a show on the weekend. Then you start with, okay, super. Would you like a weekday or a weekend? Okay. So then she says, you know what? With works, it's a little crazy. I think I would like a Saturday. Okay. Did you want day or evening? A Saturday day would be good. Oh, good. A brunch and bling. That's fun. Okay, great. I have the Saturday the 17th and Saturday the 10th, which is better. That keeps her eyes focused on what she's asking for when looking at the calendar, and gives her only manageable things to digest at a time. Because if you just say, okay, so when in November do you want to have it? She's going to look at her whole November schedule. She's going to see that Thanksgiving is in there. Black Friday's in there. Her kids' Thanksgiving Pilgrims and Indians program on Tuesday the 22nd. And all this nonsense on there and be like, you know what? Let me get back to you. Let me call you tomorrow. You will now negotiate this show until 4th of July. The main reason that people end up saying no is because they don't know how to make a decision. You're doing her and you a huge favor doing the 2-2-2. Weekend or weekday, day or evening, the 10th or the 17th. Because if look, why is she getting worked up over the Thanksgiving program on a Tuesday when she said she wanted a Saturday, right? Keep her eyes on the open Saturdays that she has. You will be very successful booking shows if you employ this every single time. So now it's a matter of knowing what you have to offer first. So it is very important that you get yourself a paper calendar if you don't already have one, some sort of book, or at least a printout, because you can keep your calendar and your phone for your personal use, but you can't book a party of people looking at your little phone thing. It's got to be a piece of paper so that they can look at it, they can see what the dates are, and then you can know what you even have open. So if I know I don't have any Fridays until the end of December, I don't even give Fridays as an option, right? I'll say, do you want a weekday or a Saturday or a Sunday brunch? And if they say, oh, I was kind of hoping for a Friday, I'll have to put you on a waiting list or something because I really don't have anything till the new year. And I know you wanted Christmas shopping. So that's part of it too. Do not open your calendar and let a tumbleweed blow out and make it look like you have nothing to do in your whole life, but wait for them to pick their show date. Because there's no sense of urgency, right? When people are driving down the street, do they pull into the restaurant with no cars in the parking lot? Or do they pull into the one with a bunch of cars in the parking lot? Okay, they're thinking, oh, there's a reason why nobody's in that restaurant. We better not go there, right? So if they know you have nothing on your calendar, why would they have any urgency? They know they can cancel. They know they can wait. They're not even sure how good you are at it. So you fill in every obligation you have, nail appointments and, your cousin's bridal shower, this and that, so that you don't miss any family important things. Then take a green highlighter and box around every date you have available. That way, if someone says, oh, I would love a Sunday brunch, okay. And you can fast see what Sundays you have, offer her 2, and book 1. So if you have to practice these words out loud, go right ahead. But I promise you that this is one of the skills I learned the earliest in my business. And it's the difference between hanging up the phone with a booking on it and not. And it's a difference between leaving a show with people that walked away with a host packet name written in a calendar and not. And a booking is not a booking until it's written in your book and the girl has a packet. Other than that, it's still just a lead. All right? So if she says no to having the show, then you say, no problem at all. I'm actually launching my business on next Saturday at 7. I would love for you to come. If she says that she can, encourage her to bring a friend, send her the text, etc. If she says no to that, then what are we doing? We're going to them, right? So then you're going to ask, would it be okay if I stop by one day next week? I would really love and appreciate if I could get your opinions because I don't know which pieces to bring to my show. And then she usually will say yes to that because that would be like the 4th thing in a row she'll say no to. But if she does, please do not get offended. I know that can be difficult when you're brand new, and especially if you're new to sales, you're not used to hearing all the no's. And it can feel very personal where you're like, what you're hearing is like, no, Janet, I don't want to come to your party and I don't want to see your jewelry and don't ever call me again. You're so annoying. Like, that's what we hear, but really it was just like, no, I can't because Mike's having his surgery next month and it's the it's the this at my fundraising, blah, blah, blah. And what she really means is, but I could probably have one in December. No, not now doesn't mean no, not ever. Unless it does. And usually that person will tell you that. So it's no problem. So please don't get discouraged with the no's, okay? And again, can you collect orders? Can you book shows? All of this before the launch party takes place? Yes, please. All of what we just talked about should be taking place before your launch party. Unless, of course, you just joined after your launch party, in which case you're going to do it all starting now. And you can also have an unlimited number of shows. So sometimes people say, oh, am I allowed to have another party? Of course. You can have something in your own home or in a restaurant or something every month if you want. And then guess what? Guess who gets to get all the freebies? That would be you. So never limit yourself. If you get a loose, what I call a loose order is like some girl from work who's like, hey, I like those earrings. Can you order those for me? That's a loose order, right? Gather up those loose orders. Make them add up to 300 because then guess what? You put that in as a show where you are the hostess. Now you're getting another $19 thank you. You're getting another round of free credit and anything else that you want from those hostess benefits. So be aware of that. So I want to show you where on the Fields interface you're going to find some of the helpful wording that I shared with you today. Okay, so getting started, a guide to your success.
There it is, okay. I'm on.
The Getting Started Guide to Your Success is right here. I have to move you guys here. Right, there we go. Okay, so this is a booklet that you are very welcome to print, and in fact, I recommend it because you'll have the words in front of you then, like a script. Here's a calendar that you can use in the meanwhile if you do not already own a paper calendar. So just make it be an October calendar. This in the booklet will help you think of names, and I want you to reach around when you make this list. And here's what I mean by that. Your relatives. That can include your sister-in-law's sister, right? My sister-in-law has 2 sisters. I see them at all kinds of functions. That's still somebody that you can put into the relatives category. Business contacts. They can be your business contacts, but they can also be the wife that you see every year at your husband's Christmas, blah, 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 right? Clubs and organizations. Maybe you used to belong to an organization. Maybe there's an organization that you've been wanting to join. This may be the great time to join it, make some new contacts, and then introduce your jewelry business. But here's the wording that's very similar to what I showed you here. Okay, so how do you begin the call, continue the conversation, what to say if they can't come. Now, what I really would like you to not say is, oh, do you want to look at my website? Because that's not going to yield you nearly the results of sitting down with them and showing the jewelry. And that's because they're going to look at prices. They can't see how sparkly it is. They don't know about the sale. There's just way too many factors. So always your best bet is to get in front of them with the jewelry. Only people who can get sent a link are long distance people. And I actually made a video of myself explaining the sale. So if you need that from your leader, or maybe your leader has her own, you can certainly ask your leader for that as well. Here's the words for how to book a get-together and to some, memory jogging of who you could ask. And that's this booklet. So I would recommend printing this out so that you can also edit it, make it sound like yourself. Don't change it too much because sometimes you change it in such a way that it's no longer as effective. But the other spots that I will allow you to click, because as you can see, there's like a million things to click here, and you're brand new. It is not to your advantage to spend all day on here reading every single thing. What is to your advantage is picking up the phone and booking as many shows as you can, because enthusiasm on ice, on fire, is better than knowledge on ice, right? You can know everything, but if you have nowhere to take the jewelry, it doesn't matter how much you know. So just book shows and get out there. Even if you're making mistakes, it doesn't matter. If you're having fun, that's what's important. But right here, PL 101, is where you're going to find some nice introductory information. So my steps to success, when you click that, these are those, this actually comes in your kit, the cards to give yourself some cues. The steps to success booklet. This one here is where you have the tracker for the Park Lane 101. So this will help remind you what topics are actually in here. So when you see I reviewed Goal Plan Act, you'll know like, oh, what is that? I didn't print that out. You'll go back, you'll see where it says Goal Plan Act, print it out and work on it with your leader. The Getting Started booklet is what I was just showing you. Steps to Success comes in your kit, is also here online. You know, all of these different things, so that when you do these activities, always call your leader and say, hey, I watched the such and such video. I would love to talk about it. That way she can give you her additional tips, right? And including this call today, make sure that your leader knows that you were on this, so that you get your brownie points and she'll know that you took this step and that she can continue your training from here. So I hope this was super helpful. I'm actually going to stop the recording for posting purposes. However, if you do have any questions, I will be happy to answer those at this time. So for those that are watching this on the recording, welcome to Park Lane, and hope to see your name on lots of lists of success.